What's going on, Oliver Heldens?
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, we're here live in Palm Beach. They performed, and We Belong here yesterday.
Yeah.
I had a really great time.
Yeah. Dude, you crushed your set, by the way. I was in the crowd vibing. It was a good time. Dude, this is your second time in West Palm, you said, right?
Yeah. Well, it's actually my first time officially, because I've only done like kind of like a private boat party before. It was like for like a crypto conference event. It was also fun.
That makes sense, man.
This was definitely like the next level event.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. There's a bunch of billionaires right over the bridge and stuff. So like, some of them are doing questionable things. Some of them are doing, fun things. You just never know with those guys, bro.
Yeah, well, the crypto thing was for Ripple.
No, I'm not shitting on Ripple, dude. We're not shitting on Ripple. No. No, but I was just saying in general, bro.
I love visiting the US, performing here. And Florida especially, I could come here often.
Yeah.
But of course Miami is great nightlife.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm heading to New York for New Year's Eve. It should be amazing.
Were you playing New Year's?
At Marquee.
Nice. You like Marquee as a venue?
Yeah, and they renovated the whole place now. So.
Oh, that's right.
I'm really curious. It should be insane.
Oh, that's like recent.
But I'm flying out right after my set to San Diego, where I'll turn into HILO and play at the proper New Year's Eve.
Dude, I love San Diego. It's a top 3 city of mine in the U.S.
That's also one of my favorites.
Yeah, New York, Miami and New York, 1 and 2 for me. They're right there, and then San Diego's right there. Love that place, bro.
Nice.
Love it there. Yeah, dude, that's exciting. Yo, so I want to talk to you about a few things, bro, because you have been in the game crushing it for many years, dude. Crushing it. And I really want to get your opinion on, the evolution of dance music from what you've seen in the beginning of your career until now. I mean, the sounds that have been popular, because things come in trends and all that.
Yeah.
What have you seen from your time starting off, let's say from your, start of your career until now, what you've seen change, the artist, the type of music?
There's so much to say about all that.
Yeah.
I guess, nowadays there are no boundaries anymore. There's so many different subgenres, and and the lines between all those genres are very blurry. I feel like back in the days, dance music was a bit more segregated in a way.
What do you mean by that?
That people would be like a really big fan of a specific genre and kind of stay in that genre.
Yeah.
Now I feel actually people have actually become a bit more open-minded to a lot of different genres. But also, I guess, in the time that I broke through, which is 2013, 14, 15, that was kind of right after let's call it right after the big EDM boom.
Yeah.
And in that time...
Well, people call it the golden era sometimes.
Yeah. In that time, you just, compared to right now, back then, you would just have more of a, how do you call that? Like a more dominant trend. This festival that was kind of taking most of the attention. Of course, you also had a lot of things going on in the underground, but I guess in a more commercial scene, kind of everyone was kind of fixated on this whole Swedish and Dutch EDM stuff.
Yeah.
And which actually, for me, ended up being perfect because people, they were ready for new sounds, and I managed to be some of the guys who could kind of build a bridge between the EDM stuff and house music.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays there's not necessarily one genre or trend that really dominates like you had in that golden era.
Yeah, the 2013, 14, the big boom.
Right, I don't want to go out gold.
Yeah.
So right now, I think that's actually a great thing that you don't have this one really dominant big genre. Although maybe in the US it might feel like maybe the tech house, bass house thing maybe is the dominant genre, but it's not like how it was back then. There's just so many different subgenres that are flourishing right now. It also really depends per country or even per state here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like to see that. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to say about all that.
Can I give you a quick statistic? So this year on Spotify house music was the fastest growing genre from listeners on Spotify since the original EDM boom back in 2013-14. This year. So house music is now...
It definitely seems like that there is a kind of a big house boom
huge uptrend
going on right now.
You want to know what else I think that might be a part of, bro? Is Ibiza like the culture of like going to the island of Ibiza has almost become like mainstream now to like people. Like I feel like it was like a little bit of a kept secret. People knew about the island and stuff, and then I think like Ibiza really became like a mainstream place for a bunch of people to go, celebrities, all this stuff, and I think that's been a part of that rise as well.
Ibiza only plays a really small role in that globally. Well, I mean, of course, Ibiza is kind of a mecca for that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you really look at global trends, then there's a bunch of different, waves that's kind of led up to this house. Like if you see like how big act like Rufus Du Sol have gotten over the last few years, or like a John Summit, and how they're also kind of bridging house music with more pop melodic music, and then of course the afterlife stuff that went super viral. And for me it's almost like progressive house, like the melodic techno scene of nowadays. And then at the same time you have this massive like Afro house wave that has already actually been boiling for like quite a while. Like when you had like Black Coffee 10 years ago, or like Solomons in the world, which is not necessarily an Afro house, but you just have this foundations of those genres that have been around for a long time, and now it just kind of all comes together. And but also you see it in the Netherlands, and also in many other countries. For example, when it comes to Afro house, that many people who used to go to like hip hop parties, for example, or R&B or whatever, they're in love with this whole Afro house wave.
They love it.
Yeah, and then of course, like the tech house has become massive, and many people who used to love EDM, they have kind of also get more fond of the deeper styles, or more clubby. So there's just so many different factors.
It's pretty crazy to see.
And then now you have TikTok, where in social media, where if something is hot or if something goes viral, and it just everyone gets to hear it. And
I mean, what you just said about the Afro House thing, it was a compiling of 10 years of culture and DJs, but then the TikTok and Instagram boom was when Kai Music started like really blowing up online with all that stuff, and then everyone started knowing about Afro House and listening to it, So it really does play a big role in that, which is crazy to think about. The way music is marketed now is so different compared to, let's say, 10, 12 years ago, right? Like, it's fucking crazy.
I mean, and I experienced that myself, like when I blew up in 2014, 15, even though, you didn't really have like Instagram or in the way we have it now with the Reels or TikTok, but still, like my music just went viral and just exploded like globally. And even like my first YouTube sets, it kind of looked terrible. I mean, they don't have high-end production, but they still, it was just, if people resonate with it, and if it's new, it's fresh, then it can just spread so quickly. And of course, you also saw it a couple years ago with Fred again and the boy set. So I think all those things that definitely have brought dance music to another level when it comes to popularity, but also just the versatility that's out there right now. There's so much out there. So
it's really crazy.
It's something for everyone.
It's crazy how many subgenres there are too, that are now big too. It's just like all compiled into dance music, which is dope for our culture as a whole, you know what I mean?
And for me also, DJing has become a lot more fun, because I can get away now with playing more, also some niche genres in my sets, and people get it more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool point, actually. That's a really cool point. Dude, so I want to ask you something. You can tell me if it's false or not. Is it true that Gecko was an instrumental before, and then you put Becky Hill's vocals on it afterwards?
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
So how did that come about, you bringing Becky Hill on the track?
I was just thinking about like how long I want to make the story.
As long as you want, brother.
So Gecko, so the instrumental of Gecko I actually made in the back of my mom's car when we were like driving to holiday in France in the summer of 2013. And
that's crazy, bro.
But I was super inspired by this whole like UK garage, like deep house wave that was going on with like artists like Disclosure, like MK, Gorgon City, Shadow Child, Dusky, and I kind of found a bit of a middle way between the UK house stuff and the more electro or EDM stuff. And Tiësto, he was already a fan of mine and supporting some of my tracks. I sent him Gecko just on Twitter DM, because he was following me on Twitter. And then already 15 minutes later, like, he replied. So at that time I was signed at Spinnin' Records, and they actually had like a deep house label, Spinnin' Deep, and then also of course their main labels. But they didn't really know what to do with Gecko, because it didn't feel like deep underground enough for Spinnin' Deep at that time. Like this was before Spinnin' Deep also kind of branched out more, and when they were actually deep.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know how to place it, But then, oh yeah, so Tiësto, he started actually playing a lot of like deep house and melodic techno from back then in like a new radio show format called After Hours. And he was planning to like also start a new label, with that brand. Already back in 2013. So my brother and I we used to listen to Tiësto's Club Live, like his podcast. And my brother, he was also a massive fan of Gecko, like right after I made it. So I remember like him kind of bursting into my room, like, "Hey Oliver, do you know that Tiësto is also playing deep house nowadays? You should really send him that song Gecko. Like maybe if he plays it, then Spinning Records will be convinced to put it out." And that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll just send it to him. So that's So I DM'd Tiësto the track, and already 15 minutes later he replied like, "Yo, dude, this is amazing. Please add me on Skype. Let's talk." Back then.
No way, dude.
So then, a couple minutes later, we were messaging on Skype, and he was saying he would love to sign the record. And actually, a week later or 2 weeks later or something, ADE was there, Amsterdam Dance event. So perfect timing. So he invited me to come meet him in Amsterdam. So I had to skip school.
How old were you?
18.
Okay.
So then we met in Amsterdam, and I showed him some more music, and then he was already like, "Well, dude, I promise you, like next year you're already gonna like debut like in the top 100 DJs." And I was like, "This guy's crazy. Like, that's not gonna happen." It was also not really my ambition to be like a superstar DJ.
Yeah.
But then so he put out Gecko, and then it just blew up. Like I remember already like 2 or 3 weeks after we sent out the initial promo of the instrumental of Gecko, we got like this whole list of DJ feedbacks from from all the Swedes, like Avicii, Swedish House Mafia.
They all gave feedback on Gecko?
Many of the big American DJs, like Zed, Porter Robinson, Diplo. And
they were all giving you feedback?
Yeah, like all of them. They were like, "Whoa, this is amazing." And from there, many DJs started playing it, and just organically, this instrumental track just became a big club hit. And then also in the UK, Pete Tong, who has a big influence in the UK with his BBC Radio One show. Like he really started to champion the record, and the moment that he started to play it on his show, like Shazam was going crazy for it. People wanting to know what it is. So then actually in the end, Pete Tong's label offered like, "Hey, we wanna sign, license the track, and then look for a vocalist on it." And of course, they have a great network in the UK with a lot of great vocalists. We actually got so many vocal versions, because also I remember not just through them, but like everyone was trying to write vocals on Gecko and then pitch it to us. Like I remember even people.
Yeah, who else was?
Alexa back then, she did a pretty cool bootleg, basically like a vocal version. But when we got Becky, her version, we were really blown away. I remember listening to it for the first time. I was like, "Oh wow, who's this like big black lady with such a powerful voice?" It turned out to be like this 90-year-old white girl from the UK. And she sounded fantastic. And of course, the melody worked so well.
Yeah.
Over the drop. And that was pretty crazy. That Becky and myself and MNEK, who co-wrote the vocals. We were all just like 19. And then that song just like blew up, like especially in the UK. And then from there, that really. I mean, the instrumental version already kickstarted, of course, my career, and I started to play everywhere. But then, with the vocal version on top, just. Put even more oil into the fire. I'm really happy like how much impact that song had, and how many doors it opened. Like not just for myself, but just for house music in general.
Bro, it's a staple in dance music, that track. Legit a staple.
So it holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
That song.
Crazy. By the way, can you show me the BB Rexa track off camera?
Yeah, it's somewhere online.
Oh, really?
If you just look for BB Rexa or Heldens, like Gecko, and then I'm not sure if it was called Love Drunk or something, or Drunk in Love.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I had no idea.
Like Chainsmokers, I think they even played the BB Rexa version in their radio show or something. And, well, that doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
It's kind of crazy how.
Bro, that story's nuts.
I was only 19 years old, and my goal wasn't even to be like a superstar DJ. Like I just wanted to make music that I really loved, and I just wanted to be able to like live for my music. And of course, I wanted to become a touring DJ and play shows, but I didn't see myself like being like this top 20 DJ Mac DJ. So yeah, that was pretty wild. How that all happened so quickly.
It's crazy, dude. That's crazy. So we'd say Gecko was your like breakout song globally, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then what was the follow-up song to that like took it to the next level?
Well, yeah, right away. I think maybe even one of the most important follow-up for me was that right away I started doing this Heldeep mixtape series, and right away this mixtape, which I put a lot of attention and effort into those to kind of present people with those new sounds like this UK house garage. Yeah. And, the future house, which actually Chami, he actually came up with the name Future House. But this mixtape series just also kind of blew up right away, and that really helped. And then also through that mixtape series, I could premiere lots of my new songs. And then one of my first sets, like on YouTube, was just at Spinning Records office, which it kind of looked terrible. And I was also just dancing a bit silly, like doing this shuffling, having fun. There's a goofy 19-year-old boy just fucking around.
As you should.
I didn't even have that much experience as a DJ, but this set also just blew up on YouTube. And then from there I started to release some of those tracks that I was working on, like a remix for Martin Garrix, and a remix for Robin Thicke. Came also pretty quickly after Gecko. Also, actually, one of my first HILO tracks before I had the name HILO was meant to come out after Gecko, but it was just too dark and like the twisted type of sound to release after Gecko. So then I kind of stalled that track for later. And then from there on, I guess what took it to the next level. From that point, I just kind of had a hot streak of releases, like this remix of Cancel Playing, Gary Salto and Dr. Cucho, that blew up. And then I also had this song that Madonna and Diplo, they were interested in it to have it for Madonna's album, but I was like, no, I'm keeping it for myself.
No way.
I'm glad I did. So, and that's a Koala. And that was, I guess, kind of the official follow-up for Gecko. And then that also kind of blew up. And then also something a little bit more in the HILO lane was this collaboration that I did with Sander van Doorn, who was a big inspiration for me since the start with his like tech trance, clubby trance, techno, whatever sound. And so we made a track called This, and then that track also surprised a lot of people because at that time they just knew me for Gecko and Koala, and I suddenly came with this, and then that also kind of really got embraced by the whole trance and the whole trance community, and then from there this was still only 2014.
Crazy.
And then in 2015, I came out with a lot more of the future house stuff, also some more melodic things, like my track Melody, collaboration with Sean Frank and Lenny J in Chase of Grey, which became quite big here in the US. And then and also with another Canadian act, Zed's Dead.
Love Zed's Dead.
And it was also kind of a big surprise for their fans as well that they suddenly come out with this UK house, future house. And then those Heldeep mixtapes that I talked about, there was just so much demand for them that like radio stations all over the world started to hit me up like, hey, do you want to do like a weekly radio show, because then we can syndicate it and blah blah. So then already in like June or July 2014 I started Heldeep Radio. So the Heldeep mixtapes became like a weekly series, and then that also just kind of blew up right away. So it was just like all those things together, and then also me starting to play shows and people reacting really well at those shows. It was really crazy how that all happened, even though I was only 19.
Yeah, it happened all before the age of 20, right, dude?
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's fucking nuts. That's so crazy. Dude, so where did your love for techno come from in starting your alias HILO?
Well, I guess I've been a fan of dance music as long as I can remember. Like my first memory is one of my first memories, I guess, when I was like 3 years old at how do you call this, kindergarten, or what's before kindergarten?
Pre-K? Preschool?
Yeah. Where we had like a little dance break, and I remember.
Dude, don't tell me you're listening to techno when you're 3 years old, bro.
Yeah, well, it wasn't techno. It was like a two unlimited. There's no limit. I remember asking my mom, like, hey, what does that mean? Like, there's no limit, no. So then, she tell me about. But yeah, I just remember dancing to that, and then I remember when I was like 10 years old, I wanted like a ghetto blaster, like this big radio thing for my birthday, and I started to buy like lots of compilation CDs with my allowance money, and those were the CDs with like Euro dance stuff, just kind of cheesy dance music. And then
You're 10 years old.
I also really got into like jump style and hard style, like harder dance music.
How old?
Like when I was 11, around that time.
Oh my God, advanced, dude.
Massive trend in the Netherlands with this jump style thing where we would dance, jump style dancing. In YouTube, if you search for jump styling, you can find it. Or actually, I should send you a video of me from back then.
Please.
Jump styling. So I was really into that, and already. Yeah, some kids at my school, or like my neighbor, who was a few years older, he was making music with FL Studio. So already as an 11-year-old, I knew that you could make your own music with FL Studio. And then when I was like 12, 13 years old, I went to high school. And that's when I became a big fan of more like the club music from around that time. So this is like 2007. And at that time it was pretty interesting that you had kind of minimal techno kind of merging with like electro house and tech house, and you had and also like this fidget house from the UK. You just had this whole mixture. Like, it was a very eclectic sound, and I guess luckily for me, I was absorbing all these different types of music. And this is all before the big EDM boom. Then by the time that the whole EDM boom came, and you had the Aviciis and the Hardwells, David Guetta's and Swedish House Mafia, I was also embracing that. I was also loving that stuff. So, and then, of course, like the whole Skrillex thing also blew up, and at that time I really got into drum and bass, and this is all still in my teenage years. So I just got very fortunate that I was just loving all those genres super young, including techno. When I actually started to make techno, that was actually right after Gecko. So Gecko blew up, and then I wanted to put out some more techno influenced tracks. But I remember back then, so right after Gecko, I made this track which was a kind of weird acid techno inspired, but also some kind of bass house before there was bass house, which is this mixture of it's like a distorted banging track that I made called Weppy Fleur. But of course, Gecko was just blowing up, so we didn't want to put out a release like right after. But we already sent out this track so Spinning Records, the label, and myself. We started to send out this track to a bunch of DJs and see if they would play it. And actually, a bunch of DJs they started playing it. Because I remember my music week, like I heard Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike playing this track, which was interesting. But actually, one of my inspirations for that style of music, Sander van Doorn, he was really championing that record. He was playing it in all his sets, also at the Ultra Main stage. But even he kind of confessed to me and like the label people, like, I love this track so much, but even for my sets, it's already a bit too dark. That's kind of also when I realized, like, we probably shouldn't go with this right after Gecko. It just doesn't make sense. But I was already working on this stuff, but it just wasn't the right time yet. But then a year later, a bass house started popping off, and I was also making some bass house stuff. So then I figured, I'll just start an alias, and I'll kind of go with the more bass house stuff first, and then eventually I can put out more of the techno influenced music on this HILO alias. Also for me that was very inspired on the way that Eric Prydz has done it, because he already started, Eric Prydz, Prida, CRSD.
He has like 8 artist projects, right?
Before he was like a thing. He already had that from the get-go, as far as I can remember, which I thought was interesting, because usually you see people, DJs, they become big and then they will come out with some alias, which I guess that happened to me.
You are describing yourself.
I really wanted to start a HILO back then, even though I remember actually Skrillex and Tiësto, when I showed them the HILO stuff for the first time, like they were like, dude, like, this is sick, you should just put this out under your own name. And at that time actually it would have maybe been better to put those tracks out under my own name, but I already knew like that in like many more years that they would deviate more and more and more, so it would just give me and that HILO could really become its own artist project.
So you went against Tiësto and Skrillex's advice?
Yeah. But they were not wrong. They were not wrong at all. I mean, there's no wrong or right.
Yeah.
It depends how you want to do it. So I'm really glad that I already made the decision back then to split the two. And now I'm super happy that I can do both.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. That's awesome. That's so dope. By the way, I have so many questions. You have told so many details in so many ways that were mentioned that you were exposed to a techno style of dance music when you were 3 years old in the Netherlands, right? So like, Is dance music like so heavily involved in the culture in the Netherlands that like all kids like that's like the main source of genre there?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, house and techno music came from the US, but back in the 80s and 90s, or even in the early 2000s, it was very underground in the US. And I mean, I wasn't around here, but I know from American DJs. I think Seth Troxler, he was speaking about this in an interview once, that if back in the days, if you would tell people here that you like house music or dance music, they would ask you, "Oh, are you gay or are you a junkie?" Okay. So it was just so underground.
Yeah.
But when it came to like the UK and the Netherlands and Germany, Belgium, whatever, France, when it came to Europe in like already in the late 80s and like the early 90s. It just got embraced and kind of blew up, and like a lot of illegal raves started happening, especially like in the UK and the Netherlands. There were so many big illegal raves, and the big difference between the UK and the Netherlands was that in the UK they had a lot more very conservative government at the time, and they were really trying to close all those raves down and try to ban it, which it's not possible. Mm-hmm. People were so in love with it. But in the Netherlands, the authorities knew that they couldn't stop it, so it was just better to actually to
let it happen.
Yeah, to make it legal and give certain people like licenses so they can organize events in big spaces like safely, and that's how those big organizations like IDT, and events like Sensation.
What time period is this, by the way?
This was already in the early 90s or like mid 90s.
So the Netherlands was the first place to allow event promoters to throw raves, technically, in Europe. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or one of the first?
Yeah. I think that played a big role.
Wow, that's crazy.
That it exploded. Yeah, I mean, I think that's how all those events happened, like Awakenings and IDT Sensation. Like they just started as like the guys who started that. They were just like doing like illegal raves before, and then luckily they could make it official and then organize all those events more safely with certain guidelines. So yeah, I think that played a really big role. And then
that's crazy.
Insane. This thing that exploded that was gabber music, like hardcore techno.
Gabber?
Gabber. It's like hard dance, like hardcore music.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
No?
I've never heard of gabber, no.
Oh, wow, okay, wow. So this was, this became like a cult thing in the Netherlands. It actually kind of originated in my hometown, Rotterdam, and it was just kind of techno music that just kind of got out of control. Like it went faster and faster and faster, more distorted, and then this whole generation of kids, they went crazy for it. And then you also got like a more commercial version of it called happy hardcore. And that was also big
That's a funny ass name.
In the UK, like Carl Cox used to be a hardcore DJ, but more like a UK hardcore. I think Carl Cox, he started as a hardcore DJ. Also Tiësto, or I think Ferry Corsten as well. Like they started as hardcore DJs.
Tiësto started as a hardcore DJ?
Yeah, like under a different name.
What? What was the name?
So I think it's called Da Joker or something. I don't even know if it was a big hardcore DJ, but
holy shit!
That he started as he was probably already DJing even before hardcore was a thing. But I know that he also was a hardcore DJ before he became big as a trance DJ. But this thing definitely played. So this hardcore rage. Trend played a massive role in just making dance music explode in the Netherlands, and then from there on, many people started to fall in love with trance music. I guess before it was even called trance music, but and then you had all this whole generation of kids. Like the Armin van Buuren, Ferry Corsten, and Tiësto, like all making trance music, and then at the same time you also had there were already a bunch of different sub-genres popping off. And then, because then in the early 2000s, you also had this whole electro clash thing, and like a lot of French, of course, like Daft Punk. Like in the end of the 90s, they were already just crushing it.
Yeah, like late 90s, they were.
Disco house and the French house. One of my favorite tracks ever, like Mojo Lady, that I just.
Oh, dude, you just did.
But then, I think that gabber thing, the gabber trend, and also the fact that in the Netherlands we were already doing those massive scale events, like officially, illegally, very early on. I think that kind of made that set like the whole ground, that set the whole foundation, and that set everything in motion for the Netherlands to kind of become this
hub,
massive thing in dance music.
Yeah,
it's a small country, but
and create so many huge artists like you in the dance music space. Literally, I swear, bro, there's so many.
In all different genres. But also like in drum and bass, we have people like Noisia, or like right now, actually in the house scene, or tech house, we have like Chris Tussie blowing up. Or,
Chris Tussie's killing it.
Guys.
Yeah.
Like Frankie Rizzardo right now. Yeah, so in so many different genres as well. Or I'm thinking about Tin Liquor right now, in like that more melodic. Yeah, there's so much. I'm a big fan.
Holy shit, dude. I've been learning so much from you in this last 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about when it comes to dance music in general.
Bro, you've just taught me so much so far. I'm like, it's wild, dude.
You should definitely check out this Gabber thing. You're gonna be mind blown.
I'm gonna check it out 100%, bro.
Very interesting.
It's so interesting, bro. That's so interesting. That's crazy.
It's such a niche genre, but it became so mainstream, so big in the Netherlands.
Would you consider dance music now like mainstream globally?
Yeah, but I think you can already consider that since the EDM boom. I mean, or if you listen to 2010 pop music, there was already so much dance influences.
Yeah, like the Black Eyed Peas had David Guetta and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it always comes in waves. But I think now what you really see is that, so what's the right word for it? I wanted to say like real dance music, but it's not like that. But I mean like more like actual like clubbing music is now also getting just mainstream. Like if you look like how big, I didn't even mention Mau P when I was talking about the
You didn't mention Mau P.
He's one of my favorites. He's actually really on top of the game.
I love Mau P, man. His music's sick.
Like how his music has exploded, even though it's not. It doesn't have like a pop structure at all.
Yeah.
Pop dance music. It's actual like real club music, and it's just like people are now they're ready for it. So that's amazing to see. I always kind of saw it going that way, but then I didn't know that it would be this big.
It's crazy. It's even taken over. Like hip hop used to be like their main genre here in the U.S. and it's still big, but dance music is so big now. Like I went to a ADE 2 or 3 years ago, and I remember one of the music execs saying that you can always tell the trajectory of where genre is going to go based off of what the kids are listening to. And all the college kids and all the kids in college are listening to dance music and house music.
Yeah.
Like all of them, bro. So the future's bright for us and dance music.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, dude, I'm going to ask you a hard-hitting question now. I hope you've had time to think about this. Are you ready? Who are your top 5 artists that you're listening to right now?
That I'm listening to right now. Well, actually, Rooms of the Soul is kind of like a go-to artist to listen to. It's just very chill. I've been loving their whole catalog since they came in like 2013. I remember 2014. Yeah, I mean there's so much. Well, of course, like Ketama, he's had a really big
killing it.
Like he's crushing it.
That album he released was dope too.
Like Mau P and Don Dolla, of course, in that lane as well. There's so much. I mean, like Chris Lake, like he had a great year with his album. Or like Semi Virgie, crushing it.
Keep going, dude. Give us more, dude. Give us more. I want more than 5 out of you, brother.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, in the techno space, there's a new act, Lusu.
Lusu?
Yeah, Lusu, Lusu.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And I think they have a really interesting take on like driving techno music. I like their style. So much stuff. like Marlon Hofstad, he really.
Oh, dude, I love Marlon Hofstad, bro. Me and Bill listen to his sets in our living room all the time, bro.
Yeah, super fun.
Dude, so fun.
In Europe, this is really exploded as well.
We're hoping it really blows up here.
In Netherlands, we also have this girl, Kiki, who's really crushing it as well in that lane. So much. Yeah, like Disco Lines here, of course,
he's killing it. Yeah, killing it.
I don't even love that song that much, but it's just
It's so goddamn catchy.
but I want to say I like his other stuff more. But
yeah.
To see that. This is all blowing up.
Yeah.
I love drum and bass. There's so many great artists there as well.
Who are your favorite drum and bass artists?
Well, I mean, I've always loved like Netsky and Noisia, Pendulum, like NDC, Subfocus, Chase and Status.
Of course, yep.
I think one of the I got to give a big shout out to Matrix and Futurebound for their remix of Gecko, which the drum and bass remix of Gecko, which I still play sometimes.
Let's go.
And that's actually because drum and bass kind of came back. Like this remix is also kind of, has a bit of a comeback again, which is interesting. But this guy, 1991, I like him a lot. Like I play his remix of Exceeder in my sets, but he has many other great remixes, and his own.
1991.
Yeah, just 1991. He collaborates a lot with like Sub Focus and Dimension. I think they have this act together, Worship. I think they play a lot in the US with that act. Yeah, there's so much.
I love this, man.
Yeah.
I love hearing who you're listening to right now.
And then and there's a lot of exciting things happening with this UK deep house trend with people like Prospa and
Dude, Prospa's killing it right now, and Josh Baker's killing it.
yeah. There was this act. They're very new called Idemi, and they did one of the favorite tracks of mine this year called Every Time, like a remix or like a rework of a trance track from Lustro. Yeah, I mean, there's so many exciting things happening.
It's facts.
I'm glad to play a small role in all of that.
You play a bigger role than that, man. Don't ever pigeonhole yourself like that. I'll get pissed if you do that again, dude. All right. What are the top 5 songs you're playing in your set right now?
Yeah, because one of the biggest moments in my set is this Empire of the Sun, We Are the People remix from Artbot. It's a really epic remix that I play in the middle of my set usually.
I love our Pat.
And also in the same section in the set, I usually play like my HILO track Reese, but then in a mashup with Escape from Cascade, Deadmau5 and Hela. Cascade played it yesterday.
He played it in his set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played yesterday the track Reese, but then with the vocal of Silence, the Delirium Silence. Also, yeah, those two, I would say.
Do we just do 2 or 3?
Well, yeah, it was a mashup, basically. Yeah, so Reese, and then the Arcade remix.
Uh-huh.
My Mojo Lady remix is a really good one, but I don't know if that makes the top 5. I play this Crazy Frog remix a lot, and it goes off everywhere. I feel like I have to include it in the top 5.
Fuck yeah.
There's this remix of Kids. MGMT Kid from Bassjackers. That is like 150 BPM, kind of like a Marlon Hofstad type remix, but then even a bit more banging. Yeah, it might actually just be all remixes because those get the biggest reaction.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I guess we should include my remix of Mojo Lady as well.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, there's this remix of Miracle Maker from Dom Dolla. I just from Maddox, his bootleg remix of Miracle Maker from Dom Dolla. I just keep playing it in different types of mashups. But it just always goes off. But I also want to actually say like original records.
Go ahead, dude. 7, 8, 9, dude. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it, dude. More music.
It can't be all like remixes and bootlegs. Well, no, I did mention one original, Reese, but then it's in a mashup. Yeah, you have to include Crazy Frog. Yeah, okay. Crazy Frog is gonna be number 1, actually.
All right, we gotta throw. All right, we got an original track in there, right?
So Crazy Frog, to be specific, the APRD.
Yeah. I know that one. That one's good.
Yeah.
All right, Oliver. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna ask you one of your songs, and you have to pick one. Battle of this or that.
Okay.
All right. Lady or Deja Vu?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I love Annabelle England. I really like what we did. But yeah, I gotta go for Lady. One of my favorite songs ever.
It's fire. Lady or Details?
Ooh, yeah, I'll still go with Lady.
All right. Lady or Mas Que Nada?
Yeah, I'll still go with Lady.
Lady or Aquarius?
Yeah, so Aquarius is also kind of just like a rework or an interpolation of a house classic from Carrie Chandler. And yeah, I still sometimes play that one. Yeah, it's been great. Also, it's my dad's one of my dad's favorite house tracks. So yeah, I'll go with Aquarius.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we are birthday bros, right?
We're birthday bros, dude. We're both Aquariuses. February 1st, dude. We're a month out from that, dude.
Yeah, right.
We might have to celebrate together, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, Aquarius or Set Me Free?
Yeah, I love both. Aquarius.
All right. Aquarius or Koala?
Yeah, then I gotta go with Koala.
Koala or The Right Song?
Okay, yeah, let's go for The Right Song.
Yeah, no one said this was going to be easy. The Right Song or Turn Me On?
Okay, turn me on.
All right. Turn Me On or Gecko?
Yeah, Gecko. The grand finale.
Dude, I knew I had to keep that at the end, bro. I knew. Dude, Oliver, thank you, bro. You're the man, dude. Appreciate you. Peace.